Whatever.
Great.
Another $10 from Red Bomber.
Hey, thank you, Red Bomber.
Thank you, Red Bomber,
Thank
getting
you,
us
Red
up to
Bomber.
that 60K shift total.
Got a question here from Zanzibar, or rather, I guess, a discussion, they say.
It's a lovely name.
Who says, I usually submit this challenge near the end of each desert bus, since about 6-ish, when there are sufficient people in the room for discussion. I think any amount is a sufficient number of people, which is, as the run is winding down, what level of desert bus are you on, and or at what point did you reach peak bus?
That's a good one.
I've been just differently...
$100, Racy.
Thank you.
One from Megan, too.
I've been differently exhausted this year. It's
Yeah.
been very tiring, but it's been because I've been like watching Penelope all day and then doing a trade-off and then doing 6 hours of night watch and then sticking around for another hour.
Yeah.
And then going home and trying to relax enough to fall asleep,
Yep.
which is challenging after 6 hours of going.
Yep.
I definitely had some sort of weird dreams today, but I might have finally, after 12 years, I might have finally acclimatized to desert bus because we were talking about. I still get the time dilation.
Yeah, time dilation,
It still feels like we just started yesterday and also have been here for our entire lives.
Yes.
Yes.
But I don't have like the, like waking up in bed and not wanting to get out from the covers because chat will see, or like the notion that I'm always on camera all the time. I've managed to.
The old ways serve us no longer.
Yeah, it's a shame that the old ways of desert bus serve us no longer.
It's true.
But thankfully,
That was really weird.
It's okay.
That's really
Yeah, I haven't hit peak bus this year. Like, I've sine waved a little bit, but peak buses I feel like is when you just have that like uncontrollable, like last year it was when you were doing Hurt. Johnny Cash was hurt to me while I was wearing the Christmas hat and driving the bus, and the lights were going off, and just like, oh boy. The same hat is the one that got me on my first desert bus at DB6 when I just collapsed into that corner to the point that you took my camera from me and just started taking pictures of me.
Oh, I remember
I
that.
haven't quite gotten there yet.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. Anyone else?
I also have yet to reach that level of peak desert bus, but I'm going to blame that on our fabulous volunteer cadre because
Yeah, everything's been going real smooth this year.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Incredible,
like
so
it's
love
felt
it.
very relaxed behind.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how engineering feels, but I've been feeling very relaxed. I don't know about you folks.
it just means that we've been able to focus on this.
Yeah.
And not everything else at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. No, there's a. I mean, we have. I went through a bunch of. You'll see it later tonight. We've only broken the stream every 48 hours or so.
Thank you for that $22.22 donation.
Yeah.
Unpronounceable name.
Yeah.
There's a few technical things that have annoyed me this time, but unfortunately that's the vagaries of internet and Twitch
we just hit
and so
60K.
forth.
Hey! We got a donation from someone whose name I missed.
The king of big city slams.
Was $5.
Nice. Thank you.
I think that calls for a celebration.
I think it does too.
It does.
There's a dance
We
button
only
there,
need one.
Paul.
There it is.
I'm not practicing. It's kind of hard because we're all really tall people.
I'm behind the logo right now.
We are now 3,500 away from DB 2017. Wow.
Wow, that vacuuming is pretty. That's an interesting.
Yeah.
thought it was a dance party, but it was me, Rio.
So,
I might have to take my shoes off soon.
so Tabby, this is your first desert bus, and I don't know if you've been here for enough days for this to really hit you. But what we're talking about is this is something that we've all experienced in previous years.
Okay.
That just sort of. What Andrew was talking about was basically you hit a break point where you just can't stop laughing, or you just completely lose it, and like the exhaustion takes over. Or the other way that we've used achieving peak bus is what I was describing, where you in sort of the bleary-eyed space between wake and sleep, you can't disassociate yourself from being live on the stream. So you'll be like at wherever it is that you're staying and sort of like wake up groggily in the morning and be like, I need to get back to the computer, or like I need to chat's watching.
Yeah. Oh God,
Or like narrating
I need
what
to
you-
cover myself. I can't get from here to
I've
the
had
shower.
I've had like
Yeah.
getting out of the shower and being like, oh, I
Yeah.
need to make sure that I pull the
Or
towel
narrating-
into the shower.
Narrating what you're doing.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't felt that yet here because I don't work as hard as, you guys are working really hard on all this, and I appreciate everything you guys are doing for Child's Play. But I do have this same feeling when I work at the booth at PAX for Child's Play.
Yeah,
'Cause
PAX
I'm
gets
there-
a lot of PAX.
I stay there pretty much the entire time because I love going to conventions, but I also like having a safe space to be in. So I don't have, so I just pretty much stay at the booth the whole time, and I'll dream that I'm at the booth still, or it's just crazy because you don't, your mind doesn't leave it even though you're not there anymore. So yeah, and even leading up to it, I'm already on, I guess, full bus even before I even go to the convention. So I know the feeling, you guys. And then the feeling I have here though is that I don't know time. Time is like a flat circle or whatever. Like, it just
Time happens to other people.
like I get here in the morning and I'm like, how is it this time already? What happened? So.
Well, and it's especially like for those of us who are on, like for instance on on the sort of dawn guard shift. A lot of the time it works out that you don't really see the
Light.
daylight,
Right.
and the curtains in here are always drawn and the lights are always on.
Yes.
So your sort of sense of time, it's sort of I like to think of it like if you take like a long plane trip,
Yes.
the only times that matter is the time that you get on the plane and the time you get off the plane.
Yeah.
Because
everything else just
and
Right.
the time that you're on the plane, like knowing the local time that you're flying through on the plane,
Yes.
doesn't actually matter.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that, where it's like we know, like I have a pretty good idea of like how long into Desert Bus we are, but I don't have a good idea of what day of the week that is.
Yeah.
I don't recommend this to anyone on the crew or volunteer staff, but I booked an appointment on the morning of Wednesday of Desert Bus
So
because it was
yesterday-
the only free
that was-
time
that was yesterday.
I
Right?
had. Yeah, that was
Theoretically.
yesterday, and I have spent basically all of Desert Bus constantly checking the date and time
Right.
Oh,
because
yeah.
I was like,
You're worried to forget about it.
time dilation. What
Yeah.
day is it?
Yeah,
I don't
what
know.
day is it?
And
It is
then of course,
Thursday, right?
like it is
Yes.
Thursday,
Okay.
yes. And
I
then
believe you.
and then 2 days into Desert Bus, it got rescheduled on me to Thursday morning.
Oh.
So I have spent basically all of Desert Bus just what day is it? What day is it? Is it tomorrow?
What day is it
Is
now?
it tomorrow? I don't recommend that. Don't do that. That was an
Hey, Gene.
unwise decision on my part.
$10. Donate your eyes, Graham.
Right.
Right.
I told that story
You
this
did
year.
tell that story. I have 2 Desert Bus answers to that. So one is I always at the end after we go off air, I try to log in.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Yeah.
I try to log in. I try to log into the chat. So
Yeah.
that'll happen at some outrageous hour tomorrow morning where I'll wake up and I'll automatically go to my computer and I'll be like, what? What's not there? So that has happened to me every year. But this year was early for me, Graham. Usually my breaking point's usually like Wednesdays when I tend to fall apart.
Mm-hmm.
But seeing Tally and Jer and seeing like that core group of us all kind of here at the same time, like there was a bulk of us that were here that had been around. That one really, I got real choked. I got
cool.
really emotionally choked with that.
You know what? Actually,
Sense of history, that
Yeah.
sense of legacy, the sense of length. So time delusion in a different way.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
In years where I couldn't even conceive how many years it had been. And then I see your baby and their baby and I'm like, we have babies now.
Yeah.
yeah. You know what? Also, as not as a counterpoint, because that's all totally
Yeah.
true. But something that it just reminded me, there was a moment where Kathleen and I were at home. I think it was both of us. I can't remember if it was both of us or if it it was just a time when she had noticed it. Again, everything sort of blurs together. But there was a period of time where looking at the stream, and there was everyone who was on camera, and there was a cut to engineering, and it's like everyone who was like active with the broadcast
Yeah.
was people who had not been here in the first
Oh,
like
yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
4 years, maybe even, and that was amazing. That was exciting. It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like, this is super cool. It was just like,
I had a bit of
Yay.
a mind a moment where thinking about when we hit $5 million lifetime,
Oh yeah.
where I was just like, oh yeah, no, because we did this for 4, and we did this for 3, and we did this for 2, and we did this for 1, and that was the moment I was like, oh, I've been here since 1. I've been here since we hit $1 million
Yeah.
at 6. Oh wow! Like oh no! Like
And that was still 6 desert buses in.
yeah,
yup.
Yeah.
yeah.
I
It's
wanted
incredible.
to say I have been to the store. I saw like
Oh yeah.
5 people ask.
Oh, good,
No,
yes.
Tabby's been
I
to the
went
store.
to the store.
We got you, chat. And the
Yeah.
VST's got your back with the video.
CTV came by, right?
Yes, they did.
We
Was-
sure did.
Was it the same guy? Was it
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adam
Yes.
Sawchuk
It was
or
Adam,
whatever?
yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
He's definitely been to the store.
Oh yeah. No, that's
Oh,
one
yeah.
of my favorite pictures
Famously.
Yeah.
Yes,
of
absolutely.
Andrews is him just going.
Yeah.
They're like, well,
I
don't
know
that
what
beat
my
all?
face- I don't know what my face did when I saw the store.
This is so exciting.
Oh, this. Oh, yeah.
Oh yes.
Oh,
Chomp
okay. So
chart.
Mike Lunsford has added the charity chart
Yeah.
instead of the chunk chart. So it's a fine donation.
They donate.
They dominatin'
Yeah.
because it's the he chunk. A
Heckin' gift.
heckin' gift, hefty donate, mega donator, and oh lord, they donate.
Thank
That's
you,
so
Mike.
good.
It's so
Thank you, Mike.
awesome.
I'm
This
so
is
glad
a-
the
that's a
chunk
great
That
chart's
needs to be
reason.
made into a sticker.
That's a great reason to.
Tabby had
to-
very little reaction. That tracks.